Hi, I'm Mark Woolbright. Welcome to the Greenwall Mojo blog. Today's segment, I think, is a very interesting one. This one, I went up to Chicago at the request of the Chicago Center for Green Technology. They had a sample area, and of course they've got lots of sample areas there. I mean, it's a phenomenal facility, and you'll have to see it for yourself or go online and check out what it's all about. But they had wanted to start some displays for living wall systems, and so we were the first to raise our hand and say, hey, we've got this new SmartSlope system. We'd like to put it in and plant it and let everybody that comes there for a visit to see different green technologies at work, they can see the SmartSlope system. So they invited us to come up and build a small wall in a prescribed little space that they had. Now, it's not necessarily like it would be in a real world, but it gives anybody that's there a pretty good idea what a living retaining wall system could be and should be. So I've chronicled it during the build, after the build, and I've got some photographs, and we'll keep an eye on it and watch it grow out next year. So I hope you enjoy it and give us your comments. Take care. Here we are today at the Chicago Center for Green Technology. And we're in downtown Chicago, and we've been invited by the folks at the city of Chicago to build a small display wall of a living wall using our SmartSlope modules here in front of their one of their greenhouses. We've got a courtyard with permeable pavement and some urban vegetable gardens and lots of native plantings. Here's where we are right there. And it's a nifty green rehab of an old building in downtown Chicago. They've got a green roof up on top. They've got native prairies installed all the way around, and it serves as a great example for the Chicago region and an educational resource for anybody that wants to come and take the tour either inside or out. So I'll be shooting a little video here in a minute to kind of chronicle the progress of this wall, and then next week it's going to get planted with natives, and I'll get some after pictures to add to this. Here, Evan and I from Pizzo Associates have laid out a base course. It's just a short little base course on some gravel that they had right in front of one of their greenhouse areas. We backed up some plywood against it so that the volume of the fill material could hold that up and contain it. And then, of course, our SmartSlope blocks are going to contain the fill out at the front. And Evan and I spent the day wheelbarrowing in block and growth media. And as you can see here, I'm stepping on the growth media in the pockets of the SmartSlope block because we want to try and get as much of it in the pocket as possible to avoid undue settlement. And, you know, we don't want to run mechanical equipment over it because we don't want it too compact. We want the roots to be able to move. And here, this is a picture of me, and boy, did I do a lot of work that day. Picture of me setting some SmartSlope block on successive courses. So you can see we backfill in behind there, and then we backfill the pockets completely and the space between the pockets completely. And then we clear off the tops of the rails so that the upper block can sit cleanly on top of the two rails below. So you can see how the SmartSlope blocks straddle stack, or what they call in the trade utilize a running bond stack. And you can see all the fill material that goes in there. So these particular modules hold a lot of fill material, and really there's more growth media or fill in the units than really there is concrete. So it makes a great culture for plant material, especially for the native plants that are going to be planted in here in about a week by Grace Kaler from Pizzo Associates. And here I'm getting up in to the backfill area, and I'm just sort of using whatever tool I can get my hands on. I've got a level, and I'm using it to rake the fill off the tops of the rails so that they're clean, and I can easily set another module on there. Might also add that this fill material came from our Chicago area producer and representative, Lake Street Supply, and then another Chicago area supplier is Pizzo Associates, who's working with us on the native plant end of things, and they've donated the plants for this particular application. And then last but not least, I'd like to mention Greg Raymond at Eco Gardens. He came in after I was gone and did a few finishing touches so that everything looked really great.
Here we are cleaning it up. You can see the proper top dress. We've got it overfilled on top, and the side rails of the modules are covered. You really don't want them to show. And you know, we were counting on a little bit of settlement because the only way we could compact it was with a hand tamper, and so there still will be some settlement of that fill over the next month or two. But it looks great, plenty of fill in all the pockets, and you can see how it'd be very easy to plant each of these. Now this is an all radius wall, so each of these available pockets is slightly smaller than it would be on a straight run. But that's okay, there's still a lot of volume of plant holding media in there. Zoom in here and you get a good look at these modules. Now these are not stained, and then I came in right after we were done and stained the modules like a nice olive green color, and they've just dried, and I'm getting ready to pack up all my tools and get out of there. So this is a wonderful opportunity presented to us by the Chicago Center for Green Technology. I loved being there. The autumn colors of all the prairie plants were beautiful, and this should serve as a great example for the Chicago area.
It's awesome. Awe-inspiring, actually. Every city should have something like this. Here we have a sign, explains exactly what it is. Center for Green Technology. Building and campus was once an illegal dump, a brownfield, before being rehabbed by the city of Chicago. It is here for visitors to explore and learn about green technology, environmentally responsible landscaping, and urban land redevelopment. While much of the building and ground is open to visitors, Chicago Green Tech is a working building with several tenants whose offices are not accessible to the general public. Very interesting. Nestled, the sign's nestled right here among just all kinds of fall colorful beauty. All the colors here right now are amazing to me. And I'm so happy to be a part of all this with our SmartSlope example wall that we installed today. If you look down the path here, you see a nice SmartSlope wall. And sometime next week it'll be planted with vegetation similar to what you see growing here. And it'll also be beautiful and sustainable like the rest of the landscape.
And here we have some photographs that were shot by Grace Kaler of Pizzo Associates. About a week later, she came in and planted a wide variety of native perennials that would be suited for the microclimate in this particular wall. And our hope and our goal is that they serve as a great example of the use of native plants in a living retaining wall, and that these are in a position to flourish and really grow that wall over and be an enhancement to the beauty of the overall property, and also a great example to the Chicago region of what can be done. Take care.